Today, we're going to talk about LinkedIn, your essential tool for success. But first, let me ask you a question. Would you eat soup with a fork? Or have you ever found yourself struggling with the wrong tool for the job? You need to open a package, but there's no scissors in sight, so you fumble with your keys. Or you need to tighten a screw, but instead of going to find a screwdriver, you grab a butter knife. Sure, it kind of works, but it's frustrating, inefficient, and let's be real. You are making things harder than they need to be. Now, let's talk about your career. Many professionals are trying to build careers using the wrong tools, or worse, no tools at all. They rely solely on their resumes, collect business cards but never follow up, or bump into the same people once a year at conferences without strengthening those connections in between. When it comes to trying to advance in your career, you need to use all the tools, just like you would eat a meal using all the utensils. Consider the plate to be your career opportunities. Then, a resume is like a fork, useful but limited. If that's your only tool, you're missing out, especially if the opportunity in front of you is soup. Your network is the spoon. It helps you scoop up more, making career moves smarter and more natural. Then LinkedIn is the knife. It cuts through the noise and sharpens your strategy. This helps you carve out the best opportunities. So today's session will show you how to use LinkedIn to position yourself for new opportunities, as well as build relationships that actually lead somewhere and make sure you're ready for whatever comes next, whether that's a new job, collaborations, a promotion, or attracting top talent to your team. And there's a special resource at the end to help put this into action, so stay tuned. Let's walk through how I got here, though, because I didn't always understand LinkedIn's power. I started my career the way a lot of people do, focused on building expertise. I earned my bachelor's in chemistry and PhD in polymer science, both from the University of Akron. I was trained to solve tough problems, push the boundaries of innovation, and let my work speak for itself. That's the world I thought I lived in. LinkedIn didn't even cross my mind. Then after grad school, I landed a great job at a company called Lord Corporation, and I did everything right. I won awards. I led teams on breakthrough innovation projects. I developed new fatigue and fracture test methods, and I even developed and commercialized a product that pulled in over $1 million of sales in the first 6 months. I was making an impact. I was delivering real results. And then I was laid off. Me, after all of that, I was out. And suddenly, I didn't even know what happened next, because here's the truth. I learned the hard way. It is not just about what you know. It's not even just about who you know. It's about who knows you. After that, I made a choice. I stayed home with my kids for a few years. No titles, no promotions, no corporate wins, just me pouring my energy into my family. But when it was time to go back into industry, I faced another reality. I was starting over. And that's when I realized just how much networking and visibility matter. Because when you take a break, whether it's for family, personal reasons, or a career pivot, your old work doesn't automatically carry forward. You have to reestablish your presence. When I re-entered the workforce, I stepped into executive recruiting for the chemical industry. And that's when I saw from the inside how hiring really works. I wasn't just coaching candidates. I was behind the scenes watching the process unfold. And the people with a strong LinkedIn presence, They weren't chasing jobs. Jobs were chasing them. The people with an engaged network, they weren't waiting on HR. They had insiders guiding them. The ones who had built visibility before they needed it, they bounced back the fastest. And then I thought back to my own layoff. I had done none of those things. And I knew I had to help people stop making the mistakes that I did. And I also realized something else. I wanted to make a bigger impact. And so I left the Chatham Group because I saw something most people don't. There was a real need to support people through career transitions. People were not just looking for jobs, they were looking for direction, and they needed a proven process to help them navigate their next steps without feeling lost, stuck, or undervalued. And I wanted something more. Not just matching people to job openings, not just giving them quick advice. I wanted to build something that truly changed lives. And so I founded Next Success, my elite career coaching company. Now I help high achievers, technical professionals, and leaders navigate career transitions with strategy before they need it. Because the best time to build your network was 5 years ago. And the second best time is today. And let me make one thing crystal clear. LinkedIn isn't paying me to say this. I am telling you this because I've lived it. I've seen the difference between people who wait and hope versus those who strategically position themselves. And if you want control over your career, you need to use the tools that actually matter. And LinkedIn is worth investing time in. Period. Now, if LinkedIn were just a knife, it would already be a game changer. But here's the thing. LinkedIn is actually a Swiss Army knife for your career. It is versatile, it is multi-purpose, and it helps professionals in ways most people never realize. For scientists and researchers, it can connect you with collaborators, funding opportunities, and thought leaders in your field. For professionals in industry, it'll help you stay on top of trends and keep you positioned for career advancement. It'll ensure your network is ready before you need it. LinkedIn is a dynamic career tool that ensures you stay visible, valuable, and prepared for whatever comes next. It's like career insurance. It helps you build influence, attract talent, and stay ahead in your industry. And here's the truth. Nobody plans for an unexpected job loss or a sudden career transition. But those who have built their presence and relationships before they need them are the ones who land on their feet the fastest. So the question isn't, do you need LinkedIn? The question is, are you using it strategically? Do you ever feel like your resume just vanishes into a black hole? I have talked with hundreds of job seekers at several scientific meetings and career fairs lately, and I keep hearing the same story from different characters. I've applied to hundreds of jobs. I tweak my resume for every application. I spend hours filling out online forms. And so, how's that working for you? Silence. Crickets. They get a few automated rejections, if anything at all. Now, these are not unqualified people. They have the skills, they have the experience. So what's the problem? They are relying on one tool, their resume. Like trying to eat soup with a fork, getting stuck in the online application black hole makes you nearly invisible to recruiters, and the job market has changed. The old apply and wait strategy is broken, so it is time to stop chasing jobs and start attracting them. Here's a hard truth. Most resumes never even get seen by a human, and then the ones that are seen, It is less than 10 seconds. That's the average time a recruiter or an industry leader spends scanning your resume before deciding whether you are worth a deeper look. You've spent years building your skills, months crafting your resume, and in less time than it takes to sip your coffee, a recruiter has already made their decision. That's why you can't rely on your resume alone. Because if all you have is a resume and a stack of hundreds, what is making you memorable? This is John Maxwell. Have you heard of him? He is the undisputed greatest of all time of leadership with over 100 books teaching how to inspire teams, communicate vision, and drive results. His insights will help you lead with purpose and authority. His books have sold over 20 million copies and have been translated into more than 50 languages. He says it best.
Don't miss this. Don't miss this. You have to be different to get out of the people pile. If you always do what everybody always does, you'll stay in the people pile. You got to keep asking yourself the question, how do I separate myself? How do I differentiate myself?
He says it best. John Maxwell says it best. You have to get out of the people pile. If you always do what everybody always does, you will stay in the people pile. So you have got to keep asking yourself the question, how do I separate myself? How do I differentiate myself? So when everyone is submitting resumes, playing the same game, following the same formula, you become just another name in the stack. The people who stand out don't do it by accident. They do it by being strategic, visible, and positioned for opportunity. That's exactly what we're unlocking today. So are you ready to get out of the people pile? Let's dive in. Okay, so this is our task. How do we separate ourselves? How do we differentiate ourselves? So let's stop eating soup with a fork. If your only tool is a resume, you are stuck in the people pile, overlooked, underestimated, and unseen. But it doesn't have to be that way. In part 2, I'm pulling back the curtain on how hiring actually works, what's happening behind the job postings, how decisions are really made, and where LinkedIn fits into it all. Because once you see the system clearly, you will stop playing the game blindly and start using the rules to your advantage. Let's go.